Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Let's Taste with the Intrepid Wino. My name is James Gaisbrook. Thank you for joining me. I was very excited to recently sit down with Ben Ranken, who is the chief winemaker at Galli Estate Gallery Winery, based in Sunbury, but also with a Heathcote vineyard. And I was very grateful to receive some samples when I sat down with Ben. And I'm excited to open some wines and share my impressions of them with you. One of the things that is exciting about Galli is that they are growing a range of varieties. They have a particular focus on Italian and other alternative varieties. But on this occasion, I'm looking at two wines from the Adelé range, which is their premium range. They both have a retail price of $38, recommended retail. And they are both from the Sunbury vineyard. So I'm going to start off with the 2015 Sunbury Pinot Grigio. I'm particularly interested in this one because hopefully once I open it up and pour, you'll see there's a bit of colour to this one. So I believe that there is a small amount of skin contact. 50% apparently is fermented on skins. So Pinot Grigio it's not really a white or a red variety. It's actually a hybrid, a sort of a mixture of the two. Hence Grigio Grey or Gris. And so when you harvest it in the right way, if you do leave the skins on the juice or the wine, you are likely to get a little bit of colour, but not like it's not quite really an orange wine, per se. Sorry about the background noise. Just thought I'd do it on the front porch. So, you can probably see it has a lovely sort of golden colour, just a hint of cloudiness as well. Kind of creamy, rich stone fruits, very much in that kind of apricot, peach, some orange blossom. It kind of reminds me of Viognier in that way. It sort of smells of an oiliness as well. Yeah, it really has a little bit more to offer. Pinot Grigio often is somewhat an aromatic variety, but here it's saying something a little bit more. Let's taste. Quite textural, a bit of bite, which I like. Very good acidity. That kind of apricot comes through on the palate. It's sort of an interplay of sort of fruit sweetness and a bit of bitterness, which I would think is probably from the phenolic element, the skin contact. There are some tannins on the palate that's giving it a bit of a nice astringency. It has somewhat of a richness as well, but it is quite fine and precise. It is very different for a Pinot Grigio. It kind of has some similarities in style with white wines made from Viognier or Chardonnay. It's very different. It's not a typical Pinot Grigio, so I think it's really important that you keep that in mind. If you do grab a bottle of this one, it is in a slightly more premium price category as well, but it also is a much more serious wine than you would otherwise expect from Pinot Grigio. The second wine is the 2014 Sunbury Syrah, again, $38 recommended retail price. I'm interested to find out if there's a particular, the reason they have labelled as Syrah as opposed to Shiraz is a stylistic thing. Sunbury has a bit of a cult following for Shiraz wine, considering that Craig Lee, Pat Carmody, is one of the top producers of Syrah Shiraz in Victoria. There's an interesting kind of aromatic interplay of some, like initially there's dark blue and purple fruits, berry. That's the sort of the non-volatile aromatic, but the volatile, when I stir it up, when I give it a swirl, it does start to show some of those sort of dark pepper notes, some spice, cardamom, cumin, that kind of thing. It looks like, yeah, it's only 12.5% whole bunch, but even that small proportion of whole bunch is sort of coming through. There's a sort of a wild character to this wine, so I'm interested to see what it looks like on the palate. Let's taste. Fairly light and fresh. Yeah, light and fresh in a way that belies the alcohol. And it doesn't have the bite that you might otherwise expect from a cool climate Shiraz. It's quite mellow, quite soft. It's well manicured. There's a dark, savoury element to it. Again, it's interesting. The first taste I had, I saw some dark berry notes, but then the second one, a lot more of that savoury element, a little bit more of that texture came through. I think the way that these wines are made, being wild yeast fermented and having very little filtration, that means that they're probably in a somewhat reductive state. Like, they do require you to open them and let them breathe a little bit, so some of the more subtle or complex and non-fruit compounds of the wine will open up. I think you could argue, make a good case for decanting the Syrah in particular. So those are two very, very interesting wines, really delicious, very different. I would highly recommend grabbing some. Sunbury is not a region that gets a lot of attention, unfortunately, apart from the fact that it is one of the closest, if not the closest, to Melbourne. So have a try of these wines. Check out the Galli website. Have a listen to my interview with Ben Ranken when the episode does come out, because it was great to catch up with him and find out more about his background. And yeah, check out the rest of the Galli range at the Galli website. Guys, thank you very much. Well, firstly, thanks to Ben and the Galli team for generously donating some samples. If you would like to submit some samples to be featured on the Intrepid Wino Let's Taste series, please do get in contact with me via my website. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, hit that like button. Please share it on social media, leave a comment below, and make sure you subscribe to the Intrepid Wino YouTube channel. There's lots and lots of videos like this. Come and visit me at intrepidwino.com. Lots of different content there. And I'd love for you to follow me on social media at Intrepid Wino on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. But guys, until next time, cheers.